Hello, Kit fans. We are talking kit. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock. It means one thing and one thing only. It's time for us to get our rank on with, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, full kit rankers. It's what we do every week. Our panel show. We go through 10 shirts. We rank them individually. We come together. I then score them. And then we make a definitive list and we speak about it on the show with our guests. That's what we do every single Wednesday. As you may notice, I am double A. That is Sean. There's no James this week. He's on his way to Bristol, I believe. Don't know whereabouts in the country he is at this moment, but he said he's going to get there about 8:30. So he won't be making the show, unfortunately. But never mind. He will be missed, but we'll get on with it, won't we, Sean? We'll get on with it.
Yeah, we'll crack on.
Thanks for your input. How have you been? I see you've got you bought it today. Your little charity shop find, is it?
Yeah, literally nipped into what was it? Bernardo's with a couple of minutes to spare before they were shutting. Saw this winking at me from afar. I had to get in front of an old woman who was palming it. I was like, saw it for £3, extra large, not fake either. Rooney on the back.
Nice.
Might flog it, extra larges. I don't like them in my wardrobe.
I'm never going to wear. Be worth more now you've worn it as well. So it's added value that you've put it on, and it's been on the internet, so it's probably added about £5.
Maybe Rooney wants it back.
Oh, do you think it's match worn? I don't think it's match worn, mate. I don't think he ever wore the extra large. He might have to now. I don't think he did back then in his playing days.
No, but it's good quality as well.
I don't believe it is.
The older kits last longer, don't they?
That's what they say. Well, that's clearly evidence there. But other than that, did you find? I saw you put some fake United shirts in our private chat.
Yeah, I got a bit excited. There was a Van Persie one, blue, and another red one. But then you can tell the closer inspection they were fake. Me of 8 weeks ago would have bought them just to say I've got them.
Probably.
But I'm getting a lot of kits now, so I don't need the fake ones.
As it should be. Don't buy the fakes, kids. That's what we're telling you. Other than that, everything okay? You been good? Good week so far?
Yeah. Can't complain.
You'll be. I'm imagining in your line of work, you'll be working over the Jubilee weekend.
Yeah, and it's wedding season, so I'm very busy at the minute.
Doubly is booked. Well, same with me, mate. I'll be working over it, so it means nothing to us. But yeah, if it is your first time talking kit, do please make sure that you're liking the video, commenting down below on the kits that we are ranking this evening. If you like them, don't like them. We have made a mistake in our rankings, whichever it may be. Let us know. That's what we like. We want the input from the community. And yeah, make sure you're sharing it with your kit-loving friends and subscribe to the channel. Like we said last week, we are now over 200, 211 at the last count. So now it is the race to 300. So the more you like, the more you subscribe, the bigger and better we become. And some might say we need to become a lot better. But I'll leave that up to them. That's not for me to say. So yes, we are here for another 10 shirts to rank. And as always, he is here. Some may say he is the champion of champions. It is, of course, the Grand Sultan of the kit community himself. It is Josh, a.k.a. the Kitsman. Good evening, sir.
Hey, man. How you doing? All right?
I'm all the better for seeing your face. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Good to be back.
But yeah, you were absolutely missed last week. Let's just say that. It wasn't the same without you. I don't think I managed a full rank without you being here. No, of course not.
Caught midway.
Yeah. I had a semi rank, you could say. Okay. Almost. Okay. How have you been? You good? Are you ready to get your rank on?
Oh, incredibly so, mate. Yeah, I've missed it. I've watched the last two back. Some very good opinions, and I think it's going to be just as good tonight, isn't it?
I massively think so. Yeah, I think it's a good subject. Very current and very recent. When we get into it, and it's obviously the second to last of series one. So we've got one more after this week, which I think will be it'll be the culmination of what's been a great series so far. And yeah, I'm looking forward to many, many more with yourself.
Greatest hits, greatest kits.
It's the greatest hits. Yeah, it will literally be the champion of champions next week. So that's one to look forward to. But we'll get our guest on. He's someone that's been on the channel a little bit on an old show of ours that we did, the Strip Down. You may or may have not seen it. It's when we used to do our sort of Premier League predictions, just by judging the kits that we won on the match day by each team. Great idea, if I do say so myself. So he's been on that a couple of times. He's a big Liverpool fan, so he may be smarting a little bit after the weekend, but it's always good to get him on because he's great with opinions, and I know he likes his football kits. It's our friend, it's Ste Plunk. Good evening, sir.
Evening. How are we, boys?
We're all good. We're all good.
Doing
Happy
well.
that you've come on. It's good to have you back on the channel, mate. It's been a while, like I said.
Yeah.
It's great to have you back on, all the way from Anfield Road, obviously, as you can see.
A permanent reminder of where I need to get to every night, mate, on the way home. You know.
So how have you been? First of all, it's been a little bit. So are you well? Everything okay?
I'm good, mate. I'm good, mate. Yeah. In terms of this type of thing, I'm now on a contributor for Red Men TV at least once a week. So that's been pretty big, to be fair. Outside of LFC TV, that's it. That's the next level. So I've been there today, did 3 shows with them today, and the documentary that we did for the League Cup win goes live in the next 24 hours, which I've done quite a bit of work with them on. So it's been a bit surreal for me to go from sort of running a pod channel with 39 subscribers to going on a program with 600,000 and in front of TV cameras instead of, so it's thank you, boys. So it was kind of what we were looking to do, what I wanted to do. It's very difficult to do it yourself. So really grateful for the opportunity to go and spend some time with those boys. So really looking forward to next season because I'll be back there next year, all things being good. And we'll go from there, mate. So yeah, all changed for me really in that regard.
Oh, that's amazing, mate. Yeah, I see. Obviously, follow you on the socials, Twitter and stuff. See you retweeting and get you posting and stuff. It's brilliant to see, mate. And well done, absolutely well done. It's well deserved. Like, coming into the space, speak like obviously not so much kits, but talking more in terms of football. Like you are one of those really knowledgeable, great people that knows what they're talking about, which you don't see a lot on sort of football channels. So to see you get your rewards for the hard work, mate, that's it's really good. Really happy for you.
No, thank you, and it's nice to be asked to come back on because we did the show you spoke about before. We did probably half a dozen of them, didn't we, over a 12-month period, and obviously you've gone in a different direction, which is good to see. But the love for kits remains. So I'll be interested to see which of you agree with my top 10 or where we rank them, and there's a controversial one or two in there for me. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it. Obviously, if we all like the same thing, it would be absolutely boring. So it's nice to see. Like, obviously, I can see everyone's. I've got everyone's scores and that, and it's it is interesting. The list is interesting. It'll be good to talk about the kits and where they end up. So we'll get into this week's subject. Obviously, having Ste on, like I said, it might smart a little bit. It is Champions League winning teams or shirts. Obviously, he's a big Liverpool fan. His team lost at the weekend, unfortunately. So what I've done, obviously, if it was just the last 10 years, it'd be pretty much all Real Madrid shirts. So I've done the last 10 teams when they last won it and the shirt that they wore the last time they won. So it goes obviously back this season or the season just gone. And I think the earliest shirt is in the late 90s. So it's a nice range of, sort of 10 to 20 years of shirts, which is good. Or 3 decades, you could actually call it, couldn't you now, which is a long time. So before we get into the shirts, I always ask, anyone enjoy ranking them? Did you find it hard, or how did you find it, the 10 shirts this week? Did you like them?
Was tough. I must admit, it's one of the tougher ones you put out there. I think there were only bad ones, to be fair. Usually there's some absolute stinkers, mate, but I think this particular set, mate, I think it's going to be very much whatever we ranked last ain't going to be a bad shirt. It's just going to be the worst out of the 10 that we've got,
Yeah.
The top three were easy.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'd say that'd be very much the same for most of us, I reckon.
Top
Well,
four for me. Top four
Yeah.
I found easy, and then the bottom three again was pretty easy for me. Yeah, but the top four for me, head and shoulders above the rest, in my pick anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
good.
hopefully, we'll find out if these shirts were worthy of conquering Europe, or should they have been kicked out or left, just like Great Britain. We'll find out soon. So let's get into this week's 10 shirts. Yeah, it's interesting this week. It's something I'm very, very excited about. I'll keep to myself. But there's a big thing coming. Let's just say that. So we'll start with number 10. That's where we always start with. So bottom of the pile. I think this could be the lowest score we've had. It definitely rings a bell. Maybe we've had another team with a score this low. Universally panned by the panel tonight. So James's scores have counted, so he's out of 50. He's just not here tonight. So with a measly 7 points out of a potential 50, coming dead last, comfortably dead last, I must say, is this shirt. The winners from 2021, it is the Chelsea home shirt that they wore when they beat Manchester City in 2021, 1-0, Kai Havertz scoring the goal in Porto to win them their second European Cup. Only one person didn't put this 10th in the list, I'll say that now, and that was James, who isn't here. He put it 8th, so he was still in the bottom half. The rest of us, all of us here tonight, put it 10th. We will start with. He's new to this show. Steve, let's start with you. 10 for you in your list.
Yeah.
What did you like and what didn't you like about the Chelsea shirt?
Okay, I'll be brutal. The most exciting thing about that is the sponsorship logo on the front. It just doesn't do it for me. The collar doesn't work for me. It lacks invention. It's blue and then it looks like dark blue rib around the bottom of the sleeves. I just think it's a lazy kit. It's Chelsea blue. The logos, the Chelsea logos is surrounded with a yellow trim. I just doesn't work for me. Just don't like it. It's just no invention. It's not a lot of thoughts gone into that. It's kind of been mocked up for ease rather than someone spending time trying to give Chelsea something that looks nice. I just don't like it. It just doesn't work for me at all. And I don't know if it's a similar texture to this one because this has got some ribs somewhere on it. This training top for Liverpool, but I don't like the collar, and it looks like it's got a little V cut out at the neck as well, which I struggle to understand. But it just didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Like I said, last on mine, I think that V at the back was the Nike template for the collars that season. I think sometimes Nike do templates quite well, and sometimes they can really stink. And I think for me, this is one of them. I think the Chelsea blue is a little bit too dark for me as well. I like their blue to be a little bit lighter. Also, the badge looks. I don't know if it's the model or it's the mannequin it's on, but it looks really oddly placed as well as the Nike. But say it could just be the picture. Josh, I'm gonna come to you next. Dead last for you as well, mate.
Yeah, it's very weird you say mannequin, mate, because apparently this is meant to be a tailored shirt. It's meant to be like the tailors of London. Apparently it's meant to be from a famous tailor in London, and apparently it's meant to feel like a suit or look like a suit, like heavily tailored. I remember it being loosely sort of like designed on that. I remember Tammy Abraham saying something like, "You can just tell it's smart, it's classy." You'd have never got that from that, really, would you? I think they had like a really sort of subtle campaign that was going on where they were wearing it in sort of like smart clothes. So they were like wearing like a blazer over it. They were wearing sort of like sort of smart trousers and whatnot, walking around London, and it was meant to sort of celebrate the. I think it was a certain designer, but yeah, it's meant to be the tailors of London, and I'm guessing that's what the zigzags are for. Maybe that's for sort of woven fabric that goes into your suits. Steve was right. The sponsor is. it's not bad, but it's where your eyes go to straight away. And unfortunately, if it's not a good sponsor, that's all you see really. So I think everything else is secondary. Probably not the worst Chelsea shirt. I think this season's shirt is horrendous. I really do think it's terrible. I get sort of Sonic the Hedgehog vibes from it. But this one, I don't mind it. I think if it was in any other list, Aaron, it would have been higher up. But out of the ones you gave us, mate, they're last, man.
Yeah. That's,
hello, Tom, by the way. Nice to see you, man.
Yeah, I seen there was a few comments there. So good evening to Tom. Thanks for locking in, mate. It's nice to have you joining us. As well as Andy, good friend of the show. He said one of the worst sponsors and just kills that shirt. A little quick one. So because Andy's been such a great part of the show for the last couple of weeks, he is going to be our guest for the last show of the season. He's going to be helping us judge the shirts. So that's announced there. So evening, Andy. Thank you for coming on and giving us some comments. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest for the rest of the show with the shirts. You mentioned it's not to do with the Chelsea shirt, Josh, but you mentioned the Chelsea players wearing the shirt under sort of a suit and stuff like that. Did anyone see the pictures of David James at the Champions League final on Saturday? He was wearing a really weird suit, colour like a tan suit or something, and he's wearing a goalkeeper shirt, the yellow Liverpool goalkeeper shirt. Who's he stood next to? He stood next to Van der Sar, a few other like goalkeepers, like a goalkeeper union. All of them looking top.
Oliver Kahn was there, weren't he?
Yeah, looking.
I have seen that one. Yes.
And he just looks proper out of place in his yellow goalkeeper shirt. It's like sometimes, James, you don't have to be that eccentric. Just rein it in.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
I saw that. I saw that picture, and I thought it just just finished playing for a Legends game, and I actually thought they'd done like a pre-game game. And I was like, I don't hear anything about that.
They may have had one planned, but obviously because of the delays, it probably got pushed back for the singer that got panned. It was on. What's she called?
Camila Cabello.
Camila Cabello. That's it. See, I'm not up with the pop music.
Bloody well should be, mate.
Did you see the tweet as well where she was moaning, saying, "I can't believe fans were singing the songs and all that."
No, that was a mock up. That was. I went on Camilla's account to make sure.
Oh, you're joking.
I was like, you never wrote it. Fake news.
Damn it. We'll get back to the shirt then. Not a fan of the name set and the font on that. It looks a bit cheap for me. Sean, you put it last as well, mate. Can you tell us anything that stands out for you? Do you like it? Would you wear it on a night out? No.
I'd definitely wear it on a night out as well. I like looking smart, and Josh said it was part of a subtle campaign for a little nod to a tailor. But I think they've gone less is more, but it doesn't work for them, especially for a Champions League winning team. It could have been a little bit more. And Hyundai just reminds me of the A-League, and this doesn't do it for me. I'd wear a 9 out of 10 night out rating though. I would definitely wear it.
That's such a contrasting. How did it get such a good rating, but then it's not a good shirt? I don't understand that.
Because I'd wear that down Deansgate Locks, but I wouldn't wear it in Champions League final.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So there we go. It'd be interesting to know what James thought of it if it got 8th, but maybe I know what James would say. It's just there was 2 shirts that were worse than it. That's what he normally kind of says. So there we go. Chelsea coming 10th on our list this week with 7 points, not even hitting double figures. Like I say, 4 out of 5 of us put it dead last. So it kind of tells you if there was a lot better shirts that we're yet to see, or if it wasn't that great. So we'll move on swiftly to number 9 on our list. 15 points overall, and it's the 2019 champions. Steve might not want you to happy. It's Liverpool with their. And I think I know the reason why this might be so low, and it's not because it's Liverpool, Steve. Just there to let you know. New Balance doesn't seem to do well on full kit rankers for some reason. James put it 9th on his list. I had it 9th, but simply, I'll tell you why. Obviously, because of the New Balance thing. Sean, we'll start with you because you had it 9th as well on your list. Yeah, what was it about this shirt that wasn't kind of striking a chord with you?
I think on previous shows I've said as well, I'm not a fan of the standard chartered
Yeah, you have,
sponsor.
yeah.
I can't see past Carlsberg with Liverpool. It's a bit plain. That's all I can say. Good, nice little polo collar for a night out. But that's about it.
Night out rating?
It's a bit too plain. Well, it's red, so 6.
6. Okay,
Mm.
fair enough. You speak about the sponsor. I kind of like the one that Steve's wearing, the AXA. I think that would be a much better sponsor for a Liverpool shirt, personally. We'll come to you last, Steve, on this one, being your team. Josh, you actually had it 6 in your list.
Yeah.
Tell us what your thoughts are on the Liverpool shirt.
I really like New Balance. I thought New Balance and Liverpool did some good stuff. Maybe towards the latter end of their time together. I think their last shirt with them, the Premier League winning shirt, was amazing. I really did think that sort of echoed a lot of their history, their heritage, and also it looked bloody good. It had sort of like a subtle pinstripe in it, I think it did, or something like that. This one, I liked it. It had a little bit about it. I saw the campaign that was brought out before, looking very moody in the kits. Firmino, Van Dijk, and I forget who else it was, but Mane as well. A really nice photo shoot, quite sort of lots of emotion and whatnot. And there is a lot of emotion in the shirt as well. I think it references Hillsborough as well. I think they've got, I think it's in the neck line, I think it is. So yeah, that was quite a poignant sort of like design sort of addition. I liked it. I like the one button collar. I do like a collar. The only downside to me was those little white sort of fangs almost here. I think that's almost patterned, like they just added it just for a little bit of design sort of input, but I don't think it needed it. And I think it's got a subtle graphic which is tiled on it. I'm not quite sure what it is, and I don't think your Zoom can pick it up, mate, but I think it's got something. I don't think it's just plain red, but no, I thought it was good. I like the monochrome white detailing. Yeah, I think it's a smart shirt, and yeah, I like New Balance.
Yeah, some very good points, Josh, as always, bringing the knowledge to proceedings. Steve, we'll finish off with you on this one. So it's 7th in your list overall. Is it a good Liverpool shirt for you? Is it well received by Liverpool fans? How did New Balance go down?
New Balance is the same company as Warrior, I'm led to believe. So it wears really well, to be fair. It sits on you really well, and the tiling is the liver bird. Just to answer your question, Josh.
Nice.
Okay. So in terms of that, and all of the shirts Liverpool will ever make between now and the day football doesn't exist, will reference Hillsborough because it's the appropriate thing to do. So it's now 97, not 96. I quite like this kit, but there are other ones on there I prefer. It's not Liverpool's best kit. Just going back to the point that Josh made before, the league winning kit was a reference kit to 1984 when under Bob Paisley when a pinstripe and an Umbro shirt. So it was basically a throwback to that, and this will form a part of a lot of my decisions on where we are, because I'm a bit nostalgic. So I like the old school theme on shirts and things like that and tradition. So you'll see that unfold in my choices in my shirts when we go through them. It was a decent kit. It wears, as I say, it wears really well, and if you own one, it washes really well. Doesn't lose its shape. It's probably, in terms of build, in terms of quality, better quality than the Nike shirts are. Because they're just mass produced for insane amounts of numbers. New Balance couldn't make enough kits for Liverpool when we went into production, and they got caught out by the sheer size of the Far Eastern market. For instance, we go to play a game in Japan, and 90,000 people turn up, and 90,000 people want to wear that shirt after the game, and they just couldn't get them. So the reason we moved on, part of the reason we moved on away from New Balance was exactly that. We have a requirement to sell a certain amount of shirts, and production was difficult for us. And the irony is, when we launched our first Nike shirt, exactly the same happened with that. Couldn't get enough. Supply and demand was an issue. But it's in terms of Liverpool shirts, if you ask me to rate my top 12, 15 Liverpool shirts, this wouldn't be in it. And that's the reason why it ranks at number 7 for me. It's durability and the fact that it washes well and it's resilient to everyday rigors of football and stuff probably makes me put it at 7th instead of 9th.
No, that's fair. I go back to that first Nike shirt. I think that was I said that was my favorite shirt from that season. I think it was absolute quality. The little nod back to the 90s as well. It's always nice, like you say. Obviously, your Premier League winning shirt was a nod back to the 80s. I think when you do it and you do it well, brands can nail it with shirts. Just a few comments coming in. Tom, he dislikes the collar personally. Looks too plain and doesn't stand out at all. And Andy's coming. Needed a bit of a trim on the sleeve for me. Collar is good as long as the button isn't done up. Depends on that. You can either or. I'm a collar up kind of guy. For me, what are you, Josh?
Down. I just don't think it's comfortable up. I think it's more of a design. It's like a fashion statement, isn't it?
No, yeah.
When you put it up.
Collar up, collar down, Sean?
Oh, I always collar down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the day, pop the collar the bitches holler, but I don't live by that mantra anymore because
name on the back as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got that tattooed on the small of your back as well, Sean?
In Latin.
Yeah.
Oh, classy.
Proper tramp stamp. Okay, so there we go. Number 9 on the list, 15 points overall. The Liverpool shirt that they won the Champions League against Tottenham 2019. Moving on to number 8 on our list, 24 points. So a little bit of a jump to compare to Liverpool. And it's a team that beat them this season. It is Real Madrid. From, like I say, 2022, this season's shirt, or last season's shirt, just coming in with 24 points overall. James had this 5th on his list, so middle of the road. I do know he likes a Real Madrid shirt. I had it 7th on my list. I kind of like when Real Madrid have blue on the shirt, even though I'm not a massive Real Madrid fan. That was just for, I don't know if you saw it, but my father-in-law is a Liverpool fan, and he came round to my house to watch the game, and I just wore it just to rub it in, obviously, a little bit, which he wasn't best pleased with. So, yeah, I like a little bit of blue and orange on Madrid's shirt, and it's a bit like one from a few seasons ago, 2013 maybe, around that time. But it was in the 10. Let's go with you, Josh. We'll start with you on this one. 8th on your list overall. What were your thoughts of this season's winning Champions League shirt?
Yeah, I think I liked it. It had a nice sort of summery vibe, didn't it? I think those blue and orange accents pull through. Quite like the way it's used as well. You know, you've got the blues and you've got the Adidas in orange as well. I think it's applied very nicely. I saw the photo shoot. I think it's that plaza where they always go to celebrate league wins. All trophies that they ever win, they go to a certain sort of like square. Well, it's like a circle, actually, like a big roundabout, but it's a famous one. And I think that their sort of architecture or something along those lines are actually applied to the white. I think it's embossed inside there. I don't know whether or not you get that on the replica, but you certainly get it on the player fit. But yeah, that's a nice sort of addition to it. But apart from that, I think it's a really strong shirt. I think they used the orange and the blue in a few of their training bits as well, and also maybe in either their away or third. So that continued through the kits that they brought out this year. Well, yeah, this year. No, I thought it was fresh. It was sort of lively. I think it did really, really well.
Yeah, and they've done a little nod back for obviously next season with the purple making a reappearance as well. So definitely trying to hit a note again. I think the away looks quite nice, or the rumoured away, which is like the purple from the shirt, from the home shirt as well, which is, again, like you said, obviously this away shirt ties in with the home shirt. It looks like they're going for a theme at the moment. Real Madrid.
Just really, really expensive. Remember going to Madrid before COVID hit, and some of our shirts, mate, in the actual Madrid store. I mean, yeah, I just had a look at it. I think the shirt had just come out. I just had a look at one of the pro fits. And it's like 169 euros, mate. I mean, it's different league. It really is. I mean, the average fan surely can't be buying that. It's got to be more of a global audience, hasn't it? Because that's a price point which is just it's madness.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to chat about prices of shirts today with some people. It'll rumble on that until they do.
It will. It will.
Something about it. Steve, I think it's our first. You put it 8th on your list. Tell us what you thought of this shirt from Real Madrid.
I agree with Josh. It is quite fresh. The colours seem to work quite well. Real Madrid have had some spectacular kits over the years. I remember owning the all black centenary kit, which had no stripes on it at all. It was just like a shiny black shirt with an Adidas badge and the logo. I wish I'd kept it. As is, we all say that, don't we?
Yeah.
The Kelm kits of the 80s as well were absolutely amazing. For me, that probably this one is a bit sort of hard to describe. Those are classic kits I've just described, and they will stand the test of time. In 20 years' time, nobody will look at this kit and go, "That was a bit special." I just genuinely don't believe that. And I think the Real Madrid brand, alongside the kits that they've had, pull them both together. Go to the Centenary kit, go to the Kelms, the Pedrap Mijatovic kit, stuff like that. Unbelievable kits. For me, of a completely different level to this one. But in modern football, I don't think it's a bad kit. We're looking at 10 kits across 25 years, and I've ranked it 8th, and that's because my top 4 picked themselves, and then it was a bit more difficult below that. But thanks for the reminder there. I'm over the game, by the way, chaps. I think we've bigger things to worry about in terms of that weekend than football. And I went to the parade on Sunday when it was our chance to sort of connect with them after the league win, because it's the first time the fans and the players have come together. Yeah. So it was a bit of a overspill from that, and a little bit of reminding them what they mean to us. So I wasn't going to go, but I'm glad I did. For 24 hours, the pyro was so insane in Liverpool town centre. I didn't think I was going to see the bus. Seriously, there was that much. And I don't know if you've ever been on the wrong side of pyro. It stings when it gets in your eyes. It's really not pleasant. It's a decent kit, but in terms of the history of Real Madrid kits, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, I like to say I probably could have picked, if I was doing a list of any kit they've worn, there's probably 5, 6, maybe could even be close to 10 better shirts that they've worn in the Champions League. But obviously it's just the last time they won it, and this is the one. But I fully agree with what you're saying. They have had some amazing shirts. You're thinking of ones even from the early noughties, the sort of the military sort of typeface they had, font on the one in the early noughties with Zidane and Ronaldo. Sean, we'll finish off with you because you've had this quite high in your list, 3rd.
Yeah, I've changed my mind on it because I think on previous show,
first flip flop, guys. Ooh.
Well, flip flop via other shows. I think I ranked it quite low, but I think it looks really smart, very regal. I like the nod to the purple. Obviously, Real, and isn't that the Queen's racing colours as well? Purple and orange.
It's blue. That's blue, or that? Sure.
Oh, is it? All right. well, in this picture, it looks quite regal.
Yeah. No,
very royal.
You're right. Night out rating?
8.
It's high. It's high. It's high.
Yeah. Was you going to go for a point then at one point?
But keep things simple. Early doors.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. So there we go then. There's the thoughts of the guys on the Real Madrid shirt from 21-22, winning last season's Champions League final against Liverpool 1-0 in Paris with 24 points. Right, 2 teams with both that had 25 points. So joint 6 overall. The first one I'm sorry to do this to you again, Steve. It's not on purpose, mate. I promise you. It is the AC Milan 2007 away shirt. Obviously, they won that final against Liverpool. 6 for me overall. It's a team geist. Wasn't a fan of that massively, that sort of template, but I do like Milan in white with red and black. It just looks great. Adidas and Milan were a great partnership. Surprisingly, I would be interested. I'm so gutted he's not here. Sean put his 10th in his list. It's not Sean, James, sorry, put it 10th in his list. I'd be interested to know why. Sean, we will start with you. You had it 7th overall. Give us your thoughts on the kit from the Rossoneri.
Yeah, too much. It's too much going on, and I wasn't a fan of this template either. I like they've got the AC Milan colours in that kit, but aesthetically, straight away, I just didn't like it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Night out rating, if you was to give it one?
Too much going on. 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Steve, we'll come to you next. You had it 3rd in your list.
I like it. I like the team guys kits. To be fair, the picture we've got on screen doesn't do it justice. It's a kit that looks much better on the players than it does in a still like that. I just liked it. The imagery of it, the clever use of the colours. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Sao Paulo colouring scheme, which I'm a fan of. So that sort of Sao Paulo is a great kit for me. So that's kind of made me think about that a little bit. I think the font's really good. I just liked it. I like, even though we lost in Athens to them wearing it. It's fine. I'm not going to hold that against you. I liked it. I just thought it was a nice shirt. And I've always been an admirer of the AC Milan kits. Always. I think I sent you some months ago a picture, one from the 80s, which was green and black narrow pinstripes with that. Is it medial lamb or something across the front of it? And it's a second kit, and it's like rare as anything. And if you see it, just buy it because it's amazing. They have had such good football kits over the years, and I just like this. So yeah, I ranked it quite high.
Yeah. Andy's coming. Colours work brilliant, but can't get behind the team, guys. Needs a central badge. Yeah, really did divide fans, the team guys template. I think you either love it or you hate it. I don't think it's in between. Josh, we'll finish off with you. 4th overall in your list. Yeah, good shirt. Good template or what?
Yeah, like Steve said, I think it's a very, because some of these like template kits, which were what people would, I know iconic gets used a lot. It's a very cliched word, but it is one of the iconic and classic sort of templates. Now, just because it doesn't mean you should like it, and I don't like some of them. But this one I like because it's celebrating the home colours as well on the away, which I know a lot of clubs do. But I think the way in which they've done it, quite nice. Just everything that's sort of like the B-win in black, everything is very AC Milan-esque, and I think deserve credit for that. Also, what was really nice is the back of a shirt. It's often gets forgotten about, but look at the way that all fits in there. I mean, I think that is some exceptional work from a design team. That font, you can't do much wrong with it, can you? But no, I like the way that it sort of borders it and it contains everything. And I think that's very nice. And I must admit, I couldn't have told you that's what that looked like until you showed me that. So I much appreciate that. And yeah, it looks great. Have you got a full kit one of it? Like one that's actually being used?
I don't
Did it have black? Was it all white? Was it white shorts and white sock as
white
well?
Shorts,
I think it was all white, yeah. It was all white, yeah.
I think it's worthy of that position.
Good stuff. So there we go. Joint 6 on our list. 25 points overall is the Milan 2007 away shirt. Obviously, like I say, the team guys template there. Move on to the second team in 6th place. 25 points again. And it is the last time they won the Champions League in 2015. It is Barcelona. And their home shirt from that season. Obviously, Nike, it was Qatar Airways at the time. 5th in my list overall, being sort of a Barcelona fan. I I like it when Nike and Barcelona do it, the home shirts properly. They're clean. The lines look great. They're actually in the right place, going down, not to the side or in a jigsaw. How they've had it last season. Fourth on the list for James. Let's start with you, Josh, on this one. Seventh in your list. Tell us what you thought of the Barcelona shirt from 2015 and their win against Juventus.
Yeah, I think they liked. I mean, listen, I don't understand the Catalan flag. It's obviously there. I'm a bit uneducated, but I know that's their. They mark themselves as Catalan, don't they? I'm not quite sure of the politics that are involved, but I never really like to celebrate that. And I like the use of it, but I liked it as it was. I don't think it needed at the front there. I think if anything, that's broken up what could have been quite simple and classy. That probably just in the neck or something like that. But that just bugs me a little bit. That's the only reason I've marked it down. And I know that's really fickle, but I think Barcelona, like you say, they really are moving away from stripes. And I think they had hoops at one point, didn't they? Most recently, they've had like a really zany. This season's has been really, really odd.
Horrible.
It was horrible. And this one was just classic Barcelona. You don't need any frills. You don't need any sort of like changes to it. Yes, now and again it's great, but this could have been exceptional. I like the tones that were used as well. It's sort of like a really deep red, deep blue. But yeah, I know it sounds fickle, but it's just that. I don't quite get it. Tom's saying spot on for me. It is a good shirt, but I don't know. Every time I see it in flight or in sort of like a match or whatnot, it was always that bit there. It just bugged me. Can you tell it's bugging me?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can, mate. Yeah. We'll go to you next, Steve, on this one. You had it sixth on your list.
Yeah, I don't dislike it. I think the classic lines that as you guys have said. I'm not a fan of Barcelona shirts with stripes that go in multi directions. I think this is the blueprint for Barcelona for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting that obviously this is not long into the Barcelona using sponsors on shirts, because for a long time they didn't. And obviously this one they've got the UNICEF and the Qatar on the front. The Catalonia badge on the front is a bit excessive because it's in the Barcelona crest anyway, so we don't need to be kind of reminded of it twice. And obviously there's a deep history with Madrid, and that's the reason why this finds its way onto the shirt. Being banned from playing football, amongst other things, by the president of Madrid. They were basically taken out of the league, so the cut's real deep for them. I like it. The collar works quite well for me on that shirt. I don't think it needs a collar like the New Balance one does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's classic Barcelona. The striping, it's kind of 3 red, 2 blue. It doesn't need to be 17 going left, 6 going right, 1 going up, a swale around the back and stuff like that. It's classic. It's nostalgic to look at. So, I quite like that. But again, I rated it 6th.
Yeah. Sean, we'll finish off with you then. 8th on your list overall. You're normally a fan of Barcelona shirts. This one not hit the right note for you in terms of how it looks?
No, I think I don't know. I think I saw Barcelona and thought everyone's going to pick it high up, and I thought I'm just going to overthink and put it low down. I don't think the other ones in the list made me feel a bit better.
Okay.
It's a nice kit, but it don't look that great live either. I don't think on Messi. I don't think it looks that great on him.
See,
well, his debut year was his worst kit, I think. It looks about 2 sizes too big for him when he had really long hair and no beard.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I like it when Barcelona have really dark blue shorts. I don't like it when it's the same colour as the stripes on the shirt. For me, so I think if that was the case, I think the shirt would pop a little bit more. When it's all the same blue, I think it does lose itself.
Rumours are that's happening this season, mate. So your wish may be answered.
Yeah, I think the sleeves will be the same as well. I think the same.
That's right. Yeah, it's looking very much like that's going to be the one, mate. So yeah, fair play to it.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, also Josh, I don't want to set your OCD off, and this happens a lot when I get certain shirts from the internet in terms of fonts. That looks off to me. Is that look off
Oh,
to
it's,
you?
yeah, it's slightly off, isn't it? Just a little bit.
What?
Yeah, it's a bit skewed.
Yeah, why did he do it? It looks a bit messy, you could say.
Hey.
Oh
Sorry.
dear.
I'm sorry. I apologise.
Yeah,
So there
that's
we
all right.
go. Let's move on. Get away from this. Joint 6, 25 points also. Barcelona from 2015, where they beat Juventus in the final of the Champions League. Moving on then to number 5 on the list. 28 points overall. And it's a great shirt. It really is. It's from 2010, and it's the Inter Milan shirt. Jose Mourinho finishing a fine season. You probably could say it's probably his last great season he had, where he won a treble with the Italian team. This is second on my list, I think. Pirelli, Nike, proper black and blue stripes on Inter. The badge and the Italy Championship badge and the Nike being symmetrical looking. It's so clean. It's so beautiful. Just look at it. It's an absolutely beautiful shirt, isn't it? It just is a beautiful shirt. So that's why it comes second on my list. 7th for James. Let's go. Who should we start with? We'll go with you, Sean, just because you had it 6 overall. Tell us what you thought, mate. Come on. Give it to us. You're on mute.
I'm on mute. Sorry. I think it was better than AC Milan's. Their effort. I do like the symmetry. Sponsors just does what it does. What? Why are you wagging your finger?
Just what it does.
Yeah.
It's one of the most iconic sponsors that's ever been in football.
He can't say that.
It does what it does. That's what you say about a microwave meal. That's what you say about a microwave meal. It does what it does. Yeah, it fills a hole. Pirelli on it in a shirt.
It's good. It's good. But it's not the best. It's not in the top 5.
Okay.
Top 4.
Anything else you want to say about it?
I don't go too deep into it, really, these votes, but just aesthetically, it was top 5. That's it. That's all I can say.
Okay. Night out rating?
7.
That's a good score. Respectable. You've redeemed yourself a little bit there. We'll go to you next, Josh, because I believe you had this 3rd in your list.
Yeah.
Come on, tell us why.
I'm just going back to what Sean's not wrong though. Like, this is the beauty of it. Like, his opinion, fair play. Like,
oh yeah.
Who used to say we're right though?
Us.
You know?
Us.
I say I'm right.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Just trying to look out for a brother. That's all. And I'm not.
What am I? What am I then?
Well, you know, I like you as well, but I'm just trying to sort of like be. I'm trying to be like.
Have to mediate.
I'm trying to be like Switzerland in all of this, neutral. Yeah, no. Oh, it is great, isn't it? I mean, if you were to put this out now, the internet might break. I mean, I think that it's just got everything right. Pirelli, just when they got rid of Pirelli, it's like a little bit of their soul went as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's just a logo, but it isn't just a logo, is it? They've had it for so long.
Yeah.
When you look at Pirelli now, even when you watch a Formula One, you're thinking, oh my God, that black and yellow shirt from last season or season before. It's all you think of. That epitomizes Inter Milan, you know, the stripes with no frills, you know. Now they're putting zigzags in them. They're adding. Yeah, they're doing everything because they feel like they need to sort of change it up a little bit. But just give us something like this again, because it's just great. You sometimes find things are hard to sort of explain when something like this is so, in my opinion, pretty perfect. It's just the trim as well on the on the sleeves as well, subtle things like that. The round neck too. Incredible stuff. What year was this again? This was
2010, so it's when they won the treble.
So I've got one from around about that time, and I think a lot of the fabric was quite sort of felty. Have you got a close in of it, mate? I'm being real geeky now, man. I do apologise. What we got here? What we got? You can't really tell, can you? But I think that That was my only sort of takeaway of it being a bit negative. But no, apart from that, even that, like the Nike swoosh, the badge, the Scudetto shield in the middle, and that it's almost like all aligned, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not really gone off of the stripe. So
No.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's bellissimo, bellissimo.
It is. Also, as well, I'd seen it when I picked the shirt, but obviously now we've gotten closer. The sort of the little Italy flag around the Inter badge, if you can see that. It's got the green stripe and white.
Didn't even see it, man.
It's just absolutely perfect.
What is that? What is that then? That's got to be something, hasn't it?
Yeah, something to do with the Scudetto. I don't know. It looks like it's there for a purpose. It'd be interesting to find out what that exactly is. But
it's a fantastic spot. It's a fantastic spot.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, you talk about, you're saying the fact they're trying to find something and do something different with stripes, and I think if you're Manchester United or you're Liverpool or you're a team that wears one base colour, you may need to do something a little bit different. But when it comes to, perfect example is Ajax. Ajax never mess with the home shirt.
No,
and it may look the same, but it always looks clean and it always looks beautiful. And they just don't mess with it. Barcelona, Inter, Milan haven't really done it, but just don't mess with what's right. And this, for me, is just a perfect example of how you can get a kit absolutely spot on. Steve, I think you're going to agree with me because you put it second in your list also, mate. Is simplicity sometimes just the best formula for football shirts?
I can't fault that at all. Can't find anything about it I don't like.
Yeah.
So three teams in Italy, Juventus, AC Milan, and Inter Milan, have a very simple stripe concept, and simplicity. The simpler the better with regards to those, and they shouldn't be messed with. It's kind of like it belongs in. I mean, the fonts and everything's really cool. It belongs in football heritage that all Inter Milan shirts should look like that, and all AC Milan shirts should be red and black, and Juve should be the Notts County black and white, if you like. It's just a brilliant shirt. The sponsor works really well. I'll draw the line at saying iconic, but it works really well. And the thing with me is if wherever you look on that shirt, the attention to detail is absolutely fantastic. And I spotted the Italian flag around the Inter badge.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, I didn't look it up. I thought that's a really nice touch. And the attention to detail on that shirt, it's like Josh says, if they released that now and went back to that, it would just blow everybody's mind. It is simple yet absolutely on the money, and the attention to detail is ridiculous.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's a shame it's come fifth. I think it could have been so much higher in the list. Damn you, James. Your 7th place finish. What the hell are you thinking? So there we go. 5th on our list, middle of the road this week. 28 points overall is the Inter Milan shirt from 2010. We will move on to number 4 on the list, beating it by 1 single point. With 29 overall, we're taking you back to 2008. I'm not going to give you any guesses at all what it might be. Oh, yeah, it's this.
Oh, yeah.
The Manchester United home shirt. Obviously, the last shirt Manchester United had that was over 2 seasons, 2007 to 2009. Obviously, they won the Champions League against Chelsea on penalties to complete a double that year in Moscow. 4th on my list. I think more for the memories. It's obviously a shirt I own. Doesn't have the stripes on the back, as you can probably tell. Bad design flaw. It's a good kit. It's not. I look back at it now. It's probably one that holds memories more than it being a great Manchester United shirt. But yeah, I like it. Number 3 on the list for James. Let's start with you, Steve. 9th on the list. More than it's a bad shirt rather than a Manchester United shirt.
It's not a tribalistic thing why I put it in 9th place. I just don't think it's a particularly good shirt. We looked before. We made a point about the Inter Milan badge. That badge almost looks lost on that shirt. It needed something around the outside of it to accentuate it and make a thing of it. I think Manchester United kits are so much better when they're made by Adidas than when they're made by Nike. That's just a nostalgia thing. If you think back to the kit, the 1985 FA Cup final kit is an absolute classic. I just don't think, because it's one colour, and Liverpool have tried to break away from that with the lightning strike, with the slightly different colour in this season's kit.
Yeah.
I think it's ultra basic, and the AIG thing works really well with the Nike badge because it's obviously simple plain white. What does that actually say down in the bottom corner? Because I haven't sort of
So
honed in on that.
obviously that just says the Red Devils on it, and it's got the
Okay.
devil behind it and a patch. Yeah.
Right.
You probably won't see it great on
I
it.
can
there, but
see
yeah.
it. I can see it. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
It needed a trim. It needed a trim. You know, you talk about the Inter Milan shirt having white trim. It looks better from the back than it did in the front. That's for sure. That almost redeems it to some degree. I just think if you look at all the Manchester United shirts, Manchester United is an Adidas brand for me. I don't think Nike do great things for Manchester United shirts, but that's my personal opinion. It's got nothing to. I put Liverpool in 7th place, so it's got nothing to do with my tribalism or the rivalry between the clubs. I'm just not a fan of that shirt.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think it was last week on the Premier League episode. There was the Manchester United shirt. They last won the league in, so it was the sort of gingham shirt. And I think I said then I was really excited when Manchester United went from Umbro to Nike. But by the end of Nike, I was so happy to get rid of them. I don't think they did, apart from maybe the T90 shirt, and then the shirt they did 2006 for one season, which had the sort of the white and gold trim. You remember that? I think the first time we won the league with Ronaldo, they were the only good shirts. The away shirt to this season, which was the black version of this, is really understated and should be held up more. But yeah, I think for this, it's more of the achievements for this season. Ronaldo sort of really becoming that top player and really showing his sort of pedigree. Scoring obviously in the final for Manchester United. Let's go with you then, Josh, because you had it 5th on your list.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Yeah, I just picked up on something that Tom's just put actually on the comments about the long sleeve being better. I do agree. I think that image you've got of Ronaldo scoring is going like, and that emotion and the way the shirt fits, it's kind of like a baggy fit, isn't it? But it just works so well. I think that's something that has propelled it for me. I do like the white bit at the back, the actual sort of like borderline that runs in the middle. But I've got a feeling from what you're telling me, you didn't like to stay on the shirt. Is that right?
Yeah, I think, before we all realised how to wash football shirts properly, obviously it's back in 2007. Obviously, it just gets slung in the washing machine. Mine's come away totally now, not there anymore.
Really?
Yeah, and I know a lot of people get it reapplied, which is something I'm looking to do. But
because I think that's one of them. I think that's one of. Sorry, mate. Carry on.
No, sorry, no, yeah, I'd finish. Yeah.
No, I was just saying. I think that it's just it's the ruffle. It's the bagginess of it. It's baggy, but it's not baggy. Does that make sense? It's baggy, but it's not roomy. It's got. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think Ronaldo wearing it as well is obviously a thing that helps because he's an athlete himself, isn't he? I mean, now you mention it as well, Steve. As well, the badge itself on the picture we had looked really small there. Maybe it's just a trick of the picture. I don't know, but it looks sort of a bit more like the right size there. AIG, not a bad sponsor. Kind of reminds me of the box sponsor that Borussia Dortmund have got at the moment with 1-on-1. But that one works a little bit better. And also it's a subtle sort of pinstripe as such, but there's a subtle stripe, isn't there, in the actual main body, which is a nice little break away from it. But no, I like this one, and I think it's a good shirt, remembered for all the right reasons, I guess. But what did Man United think? I've forgotten how to talk now. What do Man United fans think of this shirt, Aaron?
I think it's well regarded. Like I say, I think this one and the black one to this that are two that are really, really well thought of. I think. I still own it. I've not chucked it, even though it's not got the stripes on the back. But yeah, I think for what it is, for what it reminds us of, obviously his second season, getting 3 in a row again.
Yeah.
Even though it's Ronaldo's last season. So there's a lot of reasons to really like this shirt.
So memories over design then?
I think so. That's probably why it's 4th on my list, I would say, just for that season alone, really. So, yeah, Sean, we'll finish with you. 5th for you as well on your list.
Yeah, as far as United shirts go, kits as well, I really like this one. It's a different sort of red to the more modern kits they've released as well, which I like. I like the high neck at the back as well. Ronaldo wears that well with his muscular shoulders and neck. And again, the stripe down the back, it's sort of brings it together, doesn't it? Down the name set.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's not offensive.
Nice. Night out rating?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. Quick story about this shirt. When I bought it, I went to a JJB. Obviously, they no longer exist, JJB. And I think it was the season after Ollie had retired as a player. And I wanted to get Ollie Legend. But obviously, the O would be, I think the OLE was in black or white. And then the rest of Legend in white, number 20. Won't let me have it, he said. No. Bastards. I'm glad they closed down. I'm just going to put it out there.
We're all here for you, mate. We're all here for you.
But then I think about it, if I still had that now, would that be on ruined shirts?
Yeah. You don't do that, mate. You don't do that.
So maybe they saved me then. Maybe they saved me from being embarrassed. So there we go. Number 4 on the list, 29 points. Manchester United from 2008. Their penalties win over Chelsea down in Russia, getting them a double that season. Let's go to number 3 then. 30 points. So getting 3rd point by just a point more than Manchester United. We go back to 2004, a team that beat Manchester United in that season's Champions League. And it's the FC Porto shirt by Nike. Coming 3rd on our list. 3rd on my list. So I've got this one bang on the money. 6th for James. Who should we start with? Let's start with Josh, because you didn't like this one so much. It's a shirt that you felt were a lot more better. You put it 9th overall, mate. Give us your thoughts why.
Yeah, it's just a bit sort of clumsy, I think. There's too many components. I don't like the breaking there's pipes at the bottom. I think that's just something that I just can't not now see. It's not for me, that one, I'm afraid, mate. Too much going on. The split in the in sort of like the shoulders with the actual stripes of the body, that should probably join up for me. The neck is quite wide. It's a very straight edge collar. It's got good things, but together it just looks a little bit like they've stuck things on and just thrown it out. I know a lot of people love that shirt. I think Ellis Platten absolutely loves it, which is very fair enough. But for me, it's just a bit too busy.
A little bit too busy for you. One thing that I'm not a great fan of in terms of this shirt is, I've only just noticed it now, really. Might have put it a bit lower, but is the breaking the stripes as well. I could do without that. Just have the plain stripes.
That's another thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
More busy. It's just a busybody shirt.
Yeah, that I could do without that. Shout out to Ellis if he's watching, by the way. Hope you're doing well, mate. Looking forward to his video tomorrow. He's dropping the Messi video. I don't know if you know. Obviously, he's bought a match-worn Messi shirt, which is exciting, isn't it? Getting that is just another level. So yeah, but we'll move on. Let's go with, who should we go to next? You both put it 4th in your list, so it doesn't really matter. We'll go with Sean. Come on, Sean. 4th in your list overall. What did you make of the Porto shirt from 2004 and their unexpected Champions League win?
It's not bad. It's okay. I do like it. I think I've gone age over beauty though. I like the symmetry of the kit. I always like blue on kits as well. I'm not even offended by that front flap, like that tabard thing down at the bottom. I quite like it. But it gets tucked in your shorts, doesn't it, that bit, if you're playing.
Are you a tucker? I don't.
For the first 70 minutes, I am.
Oh,
He's a
right.
Catamol disciple.
Yeah.
I like the kit.
Yeah. Night out
That was
rating?
nice, isn't it? I give that 8.5.
8.5. Oh, so he's gone for his first 0.5, everyone.
Wear that on the Algarve, wasn't
Yeah. Also, I have to say, just before we come to you, Steve, I think the Porto badge is one of my favourite in football. I think it just looks absolutely stunning. I just absolutely love it with a dragon on the top and all that kind of. I love it. Yeah. Great football badge. Yeah, 4th as well for you, Steve.
Yeah,
Tell us why, mate.
it probably would be 5th if I redid it. Having had a bit more of a look, I probably would have switched my 4th and 5th around. I just like it. It's another classic kit. There's certain clubs, and I kind of on repeat here, aren't I? That have a certain shirt design that should stay that way, and this is so it looks better there than it does in the sort of still, and that probably, yeah, it's a nice it's a nice shirt. I like it. I like the way the badge has been ringed, so it stands out on the panel on the stripe.
Yeah.
Sean's right about the thing where you tuck it in so you don't see the tabard effigy thing that they've got on there, which really doesn't work. Yeah, I just liked it, but realistically, I probably would drop it down one on my list if I did it again. It's been pointed out, and I've been sort of educated. I'm not a fan of a flat bit across the front of the throat. That's like a square, isn't it? And then the collar looks better on the players than it does when you look at the shirt from an elevated, because it's just like two big square things there. The collar on the players, it looks better. But I like it, but I probably put it one place higher than I'd like to if I did it again.
Yeah, no, fair enough, mate. Yeah, quick comment from Andy. Porto's shirt is designed made for a team who weren't expected to win the European Cup. Like Josh said, a bit busy. Yeah, you make some good points there, mate. Bit of trivia. Can anyone tell me what record Porto's keeper Victor Bayer has in terms of a Champions League final? Something to do with his number.
The highest number ever worn, 99.
Yeah, go on.
Was it?
I knew you'd know.
That's some good knowledge.
Yeah, I knew you'd know. Also, how old is that? I don't know who it is, but how old is he?
George Costa, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's about 59 in that picture, and he must be.
He looks.
He went to Charlton after that, didn't he? He went to Charlton a few seasons later.
No. Yeah, there's some absolute players in that. Look, Ricardo Carvalho looks unrecognisable almost there with that wig.
I know.
Great team. Deco.
Looks like a Monty Python Jesus, doesn't he?
Paulo Ferreira.
He does.
Yeah. Benny McCarthy even. It was stacked, that team, wasn't it?
There's a Manish there, isn't it? That's
Manish. Deco, obviously, as well.
There's that Russian lad.
I can't remember his name. Do you know it?
Scored in the final. What was he called? I can't remember his name.
Never mind. We'll move on. So yeah, there we go. Number 3 on our list, 30 points from 2004, beating Monaco in the final. Wasn't expected to do it, but they did. Jose Mourinho becoming the special one. Porto 2004. Let's go on then to number 2 on our list. And yeah, I'm surprised this has got number 2. I have to say, and it is this shirt from 2020 by Munich. 8th on my list. I think there's a lot better buying shirts for me. Pattern's okay, but yeah, not great. And then 3 people all put it second on their list. James being one of them who isn't here. We'll go with you though, Steve, first. You had it 5th overall, middle of the road. But obviously, I'm guessing if you want to say Porto down to 5th, would this have gone up to 4th then?
Yeah, it would. Yeah. They do nice football shirts, buying, don't they? And it's kind of weird that the striping is the same color as the shirt, so that kind of works for me as well. I just liked it. I think it's simple. The logo, the T-Mobile, I think it is, works really, really well on the kit. Very simple, but yet very effective. And we all like our gold stars on our shirts these days, don't we? So that works quite well. It's simplistically really, really nice. It's not busy. You don't look at it and think, I don't like that and I don't like this. And I just think it works really well. And if I remember on the players, it's like a second skin fit, isn't it? It's really, really close to the body fit. It's not.
Yeah.
We talked about the United shirt being baggy. This is anything but that. You've got to be in good physical shape to play in that shirt. You know, not like dad football. You know what I mean? So, I just like the cut of it. It's a really good looking shirt there.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. Sean, second for you. Give us the reasons why.
Looking at it straight away, I like the simplicity of it. Similar to the United one. I like the superimposed. I'm guessing that's the scaffold look of the stadium, because I think
It is.
It is that sort of thing in it. On the outside, that was instantly recognisable. The T-Mobile logo is a little bit big on that, I think. But I like Bayern Munich kits, and I do like the skin tight fit. Yeah.
Okay. Nice out rating.
Well, it being red, I won't wear it a lot, so I'd say 4 or 5.
Okay, fair enough. Finishing off with you then, Josh. Again, another person, third person out of the 5 to put it second. Probably the reason why it got so high up in the list with 36 points. Tell us your thoughts on this Champions League winning shirt from Bayern Munich.
Yeah, no, I always like sort of like the idea behind the design, and the idea for this was the Allianz Arena. Like Sean said, if you visualize the Allianz when it's sort of all lit up, it's got those panels. And then if you don't think you're able to see it, I'll pick it up on the photos that you've got, Aaron. But it is those panels actually which make the design. I think that's really nice. I think that's something that a lot of people probably didn't get straight away without that sort of explanation. But it's just, for me, one of those ones which, I like that because it's celebrating themselves. T-Mobile, I've gotten used to it. I quite like the fact that I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a corner of the Allianz Arena where fans are actually paid by T-Mobile, I think, to actually go to the game wearing white. And they actually create that logo by the positioning of their seats in the stands. So the T-Mobile logo is actually also advertised as part of the actual fan makeup in the actual seats. So that's quite nice. But we're on about actually reducing the amount of dots on the on the actual T-Mobile logo. So it's just going to have a T and it's going to have a dot either side. So unfortunately, there's going to be a cluster of fans that aren't going to be able to do that anymore. But no, I like it for the reason that it's got a story behind the design, very clever one too, and I think it just worked really well.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't know that story until you told it, but yeah, it adds a little bit more to the shirt, I guess. There we go. Bayern Munich coming second on our list from 2020, beating PSG in the final with 36 points overall. So that means we've got one more shirt to go. Has anyone picked up what the sort of big thing was that I mentioned earlier on in the show? You may have noticed that I've not actually said that anyone's put their shirt or any of the previous 9 shirts at first place. We have our very first full house here on Full Kit Rankers. This next shirt was put top of the list by every single panelist. So it's got a perfect score of 50, which means it's going to be in next week's show.
Wow.
Yeah, we've all put it first. I didn't expect it, but I thought, well, if there's one shirt,
I'm shaking.
It's going to be a full house. It probably is going to be this, and I was proved to be right. So let's get into it. Number 1 on our list for this week, Champions League winners with 50 points from 1997. It's this absolute artwork, masterpiece from Nike and Borussia Dortmund. What more can I say? Full house, myself and James. Obviously, I don't really talk much about the kits, but number 1, it's just beautiful. That's all I can say about it. James thought the same, as did the other 3. So let's go with you, Josh, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
It was the best. It was the best out of the 10, wasn't it? By a mile, probably.
By a country mile, wasn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's just if you had to explain football shirts to someone that's never seen football before, that would probably be one of the ones you'd just show them, wouldn't you? D-Continent, although you probably wouldn't, because where's the badge?
Mm.
Mm.
But I mean, you know who it is. But I've only just picked up on that actually.
Yeah.
Where is the badge? But yeah, no, D Continental. I mean, I know we always say sponsors sometimes make shirts, but I mean that's another one where if you showed someone that Dortmund every time, I think it's just the neon yellow that they use, wasn't it? The use of the black, the use of the white. It's just a very visually sort of appealing football shirt. I mean, it's just well applied. It's something that is kind of forward thinking as well, because those are the sorts of designs that are coming out now still. So this is sort of immortalized in football shirt heritage. I don't think there's anybody there that probably would necessarily. I think there might be some people that don't particularly like it, but they appreciate it for what it is. So yeah, forward thinking design, yet still being retro, still classed as that. I've seen a lot of these shirts in the flesh as well, and they stand the test of time. Whether or not people are keeping them in some sort of like heat controlled safe or something, I don't know. But a lot of them are still in fantastic condition. Must have been the way they were built. They made less of them, so they probably made the ones they did have a lot better in quality. And yeah, no, it's just a Goliath football shirt. Just fantastic. There's not enough words to say about this one. So that's why I'll probably leave it to somebody else to take on from me.
No, yeah, absolutely spot on. Not a gripe, and it's still number one, but the night tick maybe could be a little bit bigger. I'm just noticing that now. Maybe a little bit. But that's just me splitting hairs on that there, I think. Steve, number one again, mate. What can you say? What can you add to say why this was the best shirt?
There really isn't much you can say to add to what Josh very eloquently said about it. I think if Dortmund released this year, it would be like, wow, look at the kit, boys. So it's 25 years old. You need to remember that 25 years old, and the only thing that looks 25 years old is the numbers on the back. They really do look kind of like ZX Spectrum style numbers, don't they, from back in the day? It probably could do with and I was thinking of Lars Ricken. I hadn't seen the back of the shirt. Obviously he's the guy that scored the goal, and obviously he's had a bit of his story is very well told, isn't it? Because of is it motor neurone or something like that he suffers from. But it's a tremendous football shirt, and if it was released as Dortmund's kit this year, it would probably break the box office in terms of sales. It's just so, like Josh says without repeating, it's just so forward thinking. When that came out, it was a genuine wow moment. It was. They don't do bad shirts though, Dortmund, do they? They've got a great color scheme to work with. And it just seems to work. But that for me, when it came out, it was like, okay, right, number one, and let's have a look at the rest. And whilst you're doing that, you're still looking at number one, going, no, that's just too good. That can't be anywhere else other than number one. It's in a class of its own in terms of what we've just done over the last hour or so.
Yeah, 100%. I think you talk about the sort of numbers on it. I think they released a black kit this season.
Yeah, that's right.
They had the same number in. They kind of threw it back. Was meant to be limited edition, and then they released it general, as a lot of teams are doing at the moment. Also, I think this is obviously a shirt that I saw it is for sale, so I think it's genuine from a site. I think it was on Classic Football Shirts. I don't think when the players wore it, they actually had names on the back. If memory serves, but names been applied to it. But it's obviously a genuine shirt. So, Steve, you say everything bang on there, mate. Pretty much in what you're saying, Sean. I mean, yeah, it's the greatest shirt. I mean, if we'd have gone, it's unfortunate. It's such a standout shirt because I think there's a couple of teams. Ajax was very close to being in from '95. I think that would have given it a serious run for its money. That sort of bluey purple Umbro, definitely. But what are you thinking? Number one, it deserves to be there, and the best shirt for you, Sean?
Yeah, the colour scheme. The colour scheme. The patterning. I've been done a few times in charity shops. Had to make beelines for the racking. The cycling shirts that stick out, and you think, I can't believe there's a Dortmund shirt there. No, I should know better. I should learn to dampen my hopes. And I love black on shirts as well. Big fan of that.
Yeah,
it has a full kit as well. Looks amazing.
So it's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Night out rating for you on that one?
You're going to be seeing, aren't you? 9.75. One of my highest scores.
Almost a full house in terms of a night out rating from Sean, but it did get full marks from us this week. Top of the table, top of the list, top of the class, whatever you want to say. Borussia Dortmund from 1997, where they beat Juventus in the final of the Champions League with this absolutely classic shirt.
I've just checked it out on the internet, right? Because we talked about the badge. Josh spoke about the badge.
Yeah,
the badge is a sew-on patch, and it just says BVB and then 09 or whatever it is below it.
Yeah,
and it's sensational. The badge would have made that look so much better. It's really, really clever how it's been done. It's like the old Juve kits when you used to get the badges in a little see-through plastic thing, and just stitch them on yourself. It was kind of that scenario, where what looks even better with the badge on it.
It's a shame. Shit, I should have looked for one of them. Damn. But there we go. Yeah, there it is, number one on our list. I will do our scores. As always, my due diligence, putting everyone's scores into a nice little Excel spreadsheet for everyone to see. And Dortmund there, as you can see, top of the class, 10s across the board, making it our shirt, our number one Champions League winners shirt this week. So that is it for this week's show. Thanks for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've liked the shirts. A little quick comment here just on that shirt before we go from Lucy saying, it does look like Michael Van Gerwen's darts top. Well, I think a lot of darts players could wear that. Of
course, you mentioned darts.
If I was a darts player, I think I'd wear a classic shirt like that as my darts top. Why not? Something a bit different. But there we go. Number one in our Champions League winning teams. Dortmund 1997. Next week, then, that shirt will be featured again because it is the champion of champions. We are going to be judging 10 of the best, highest scoring shirts from the last 19 episodes. So I've got my work out for me this week, sourcing them and finding out who was the best scores. If there's some teams that have got the same score, I've got to try and figure out a way we can do it fairly. But yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Like we say, we've got Andy coming on. He's going to join us. Fan of the show, and he's going to rank them shirts with us. Hopefully, we've got all four of us back as well. Hopefully, James is back next week for that show. But no, thanks for joining us. As always, let's go through the guest. Steve, it's been a pleasure, mate. Thank you so much for coming on and dropping some knowledge as well on us.
Big time.
Love talking football with you, mate, whether it be proper football or kits. So yeah, thanks again.
Thanks for having me on.
Where people can find you and got coming.
Give us a follow there on my socials. And if you're a Liverpool fan, I've got to say it. Subscribe to Red Men. There's loads and loads of content on there. As you get weekly competitions, you can win signed shirts and all that stuff. There's a lot goes out to the subscribers for Red Men, and that's kind of where I've nailed my colours to their mast for the foreseeable. I'm loving every minute of it. But I get to come on pods like this as well with interesting and nice guys to chat football with. So again, thanks for having me on. I've really enjoyed it. I bet you that Dortmund shirt goes close next week as well, mate, to be fair, when you do the final reckoning. But always a pleasure, Aaron. Always good to talk to you about football too, buddy, and nice to meet Sean and Josh too.
Yeah, likewise, man.
Yeah, definitely. Really appreciate it, mate. So yeah, make sure you go and check Steve out. He's really knowledgeable, not just on Liverpool, but in football in general. See him chatting a lot with people in the same sort of circles. It's always great to read your opinions, mate. So yeah, again, just absolutely thanks for coming on. Josh, quickly, I want to talk about the great thing you've got going on at the moment. The book that's going to come out for people to send you their football shirts in the wild. Tell everyone about it.
Yeah, cheers, man. Yeah, so little thing that sort of started 2 and a bit years ago now. Just took my shirts out with me whenever I was wandering around and just a bit of a healing tool as well. I was going through a bit of a shit time in my life. I presented them on the socials and showed people where I'd been and where I posted these shirts, back of like country gates, in front of waterfalls and all sorts really, but celebrating football shirts, but also celebrating the great outdoors. And people started posting them all around the world. And it's only recently that, I've started thinking, actually, let's make a book out of this. So, yeah, getting people to submit football shirts that they take out on the road with them. It could be indoors. It doesn't have to be outside. It could be indoors. Some people might not want to go outdoors. If you want to do it indoors, that's fine. In the city centres, famous landmarks, the favourite places, creative, artistic is what we're looking for, and just trying to celebrate, the fact that you can get out there with the thing that you love, and we are going to be donating the proceeds to charity. I've had some from Uruguay. We've had. What else did we have? We've had Holland recently. We've got Colombia, shirts from Colombia. People that have been sending them in from there, some really ace snaps. And we've had one from Vietnam the other day. So, yeah, it'll be coming out soon. I've got big plans for it. And hopefully I'll be coming to a coffee table near you soon.
Can't wait, mate. Where can people, if people watching, where can people send the submissions to you?
So just send a submission with a little bit about 100 words of what shirt it is, why you took it there, a little bit about it, the location of the actual shirt, where it was taken. Doesn't have to be exact, city, town, anything like that. And we just need you to upload it in the decent enough sort of res, and it needs to go to thekitsman@gmail.com. We are just collecting them there, and we're looking at selecting a good number to be in the book. But nothing sort of concrete on the release for it yet. We're allowing people to sort of take their time with the creative process. It's just a celebration of, getting people out there, getting people talking, because, mental health is a thing that really does affect us all at one point. If it's not us, it's probably someone else. It's something that I've had the sort of unfortunate struggle with, but we got there, man. We got there, and we can celebrate it now. And meeting folks like you really is great, and I'm all grateful for it.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, mate. Great idea, and it's something that I can see already is really pulling the community together. So I can't wait for it to come, and I'm already planning in my head where I can go, what shirts I'm going to take, because I'm definitely going to get a submission or two over to you, mate. I can't wait. But yeah, thanks again for coming on, and I'm looking forward to next week.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for it, mate. So yeah, thanks as always for being the fourth member of our great band. Thank you very much. Sean, anything you want to say? Say bye. I don't know. Say something.
Again, not too active on socials. I had put in my 2 cents every now and again. Might drop this shirt on Twitter where I found it. I've got a couple I need to show everybody. Might have showed you, Aaron, this week, but there's some good ones I found in a charity bin.
Nice.
GK Sean, that's it. Follow me, GK Sean on Twitter.
At GK Sean on Twitter. Make sure you're following him. Right, taking enough of your time. We are out of here. Thank you for joining us for what is the last proper episode of Different Shirts, because next week, like I say, Champion of Champions, Wednesday, 8 o'clock. If it is your first time talking kit, like I said, do make sure that you are liking the video, commenting, sharing it with your kit-loving friends, and most importantly, as it's free, and we love it when you do it, subscribe to the channel. It's a great feeling when I see a little notification that's saying blah, blah, has subscribed. And we are trying to grow, like I say. So, yeah, the more the merrier, and we love the community that we seem to be growing ever so surely, but slowly at the same time. So, yeah, we are going to go. We're out of here. We'll see you next Wednesday. Just make sure that you keep talking kit, and we'll see you very, very soon.